Well, CBC Windsor's Proud to Shine campaign had many from the LGBT community sharing their stories with us and telling us why they're proud of who they really are. The CBC's Sanjay Maru met with 3 of them and joins me now to talk more about this. So who did you speak with today?
Well, Jason, today we have the story of Alexander Reid. He's the vice president of We Trans Support, and his journey toward what he calls gender identity exploration started at a young age, a very young age. Now, Reid says people have treated him differently since his physical transition began, but not in the way you might expect.
Hi, my name is Alexander Reid, and I'm the vice president at We Trans Support. I came out as a transgender man about 4 years ago. I would say I was about 4 years old the first time that I realized that I identified as a boy. I was putting on swim trunks, as my parents always allowed me to express my gender however I wanted as a child. And I tried to pee standing up for the first time and was unsuccessful. However, I started to think about how I was different from the other kids. I didn't really understand why. And then probably again when I was about 19, when I met my first friend who was transgender, did I really put the pieces together.
Did people treat you any differently when you went public with being transgender?
Absolutely, and not as you might expect, actually. I didn't receive a lot of flack for coming out as transgender. My family and friends were overall very supportive. However, I did start to experience what we would call male privilege that most of the cisgender men in the world experience as well. So that came out with getting more respect, more airtime in conversations, freedom to take up more space, and ultimately just a better sense of safety. One of my biggest challenges, honestly, is have a lot of this false sense of security where people don't see me as different necessarily unless they're referring to my gender expression. So now that I'm presenting in a more gender expansive or androgynous way, I receive a lot more stares and negative comments or harassment based on my gender expression.
So Sanjay, he talked about his transition over the course of the past 4 years. Where did he find his support throughout that journey?
Well, Jason, he says his #1 fan throughout all of this, family aside, has been his girlfriend. Now, this week marks 4 years since they started dating. It's a relationship which started shortly before Reid explored his physical transition. And he acknowledges, though that must have been scary for her, she's always looked out for his best interest.
This experience has made our relationship so much more fruitful in that we've shared such an intimate relationship with me progressing as a human being and becoming really truly who I am, and her getting to see kind of all of the aspects of that and how they intertwine with me being a romantic partner.
And you can read more about Alexander's story on our website, cbc.ca/Windsor. Now, later in the show, you'll hear our final Proud to Shine story. She's a 9-year-old transgender girl from Amherstburg. Her mother says she's avoided sharing her daughter's name in the media until now, because on multiple occasions, the 9-year-old has expressed that she feels like the only child in the town who's transgender. And through this Proud to Shine story, her mom hopes to change how her daughter feels. Jason.
All right, thanks so much, CBC's Sanjay Maru reporting live tonight.